All right, we got Ron Otis coming up. Ah! Him and I be having a great time fooling, talking, texting each other, cracking jokes. It's good to have a friend like that. You know, somebody that's been around, done some things. You should be popping up on my screen though. What up, though? What up, though? I know I'm being recorded already. Let's see. There he is.
Yeah. Okay. How's that? Does that look all right? Or is
Yeah.
that okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you see
cool,
me?
cool. Yeah, I can see you.
All
Can you
right.
hear me good? We can hear
I
you.
hear you
Can hear
real
me?
good.
Okay.
I hear you real good.
I'm looking like the
Young
Shady
man.
Grady.
Young man. That's
Right.
what it
Shady
is, man.
Grady. It was the gray hairs in there. Yep.
Man, what you talking about? You still a
Man.
young fella traveling and getting all around the place.
Hey, I'm trying.
Have you been having any aches and pains lately? Look, you got the same thing I got. You got one of those things.
Oh, you got the same one? No way.
I got one out here in my living room. I got one in my bedroom too, man.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, man,
I see. Hey,
it's
that's
good.
how we gotta represent. That's how.
How's your day going, man?
Man, so far so good. I got up and like you said, but I don't have no aches and pains.
Okay.
No aches and pains.
No aches and pains yet.
No
So
aches
I'm
and
just
pains.
trying to
Right.
I'm trying to bring you in, you know, fresh, kind of young as a young fella. Look forward now. When you get a little up in age, you're gonna feel some aches and pains, you know.
Just some little bitty like, you just sit up there, you know, you would hear people sit down, be grunting when they sit down and stand up. I haven't quite gotten there yet. So,
No.
Yeah,
I don't even think. I think for some people, like I know me, I think people just do it because they see older people doing it. Like,
and there's nothing wrong with it.
And they don't really need to do it. They just
they don't need to do it.
They just grunting for no reason. Like, ain't nothing wrong with you. I knew I do it. I just because I see no people.
Right.
Let me get on up out of here. You know.
Right. That's wild to me.
Not be wrong.
Yep.
Well, for the audience that's watching, this is the great, phenomenal drummer, Ron Otis. You know, I got my music. I don't know. Can you hear the music? You don't hear the music, do you? You can't hear it?
I can hear it.
Oh, man. Well, cool, because last couple times I was doing this, people couldn't hear it, man. They say, I don't hear it. They said, as long as you hear the music, it doesn't matter, you know. I said, okay.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
It's coming through.
Got Ron Otis in the house.
Yeah.
Professional. That is sick, man. But man, we've been talking about this interview, man. I'm so proud of. I mean, this is kind of like I just retired, you know. So I'm not retired from music just yet. I'm still out there, you know. We just kicked it. So, but I'm trying to find me another avenue to keep myself busy. Which I was going to tell you, as you get older, man, you don't go walking, man. You know,
I know you got to do it. Yeah.
I don't know if you do it or not. I know you staying in the gym or whatever. Even if you stop going to the gym, still go walking, man. That walking will solve a bunch of illnesses, man. Because as you're younger, you're thinking, I want to lay in bed or sit and watch the TV game all day, every day. And you're thinking, I can't wait till that day with me being able to do that.
Right. Can't do that. Stop moving, man. Everything just start going downhill.
And then you'll be in a circular. You know, you be in your bed. So you can't get out of bed because you're in pain. And you're in bed because you're in pain. It's just, now you got to go to the hospital.
Right. You don't want that.
It was warm outside today. Did you get out
there? I know, man. I was surprisingly warm. I was like, I just thought, okay, it may get up to maybe 60 something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it said 72. I was like, I need to be out here with some shorts myself.
Yeah. I went out. I didn't have any shorts on, but
so
with some
I'm not going that far. Yeah.
Right, not yet.
Right. Not really yet.
Little toothpicks off out there and stuff, you know. But you've been kicking. You've been playing since you were 5, man. How's that feel?
I've been doing. Can you believe that? I started when I was 5.
I ain't tired yet.
Nah, not tired yet. Not tired yet, man.
Your passion for playing the drums. You just knew you can play drums. You just knew that's gonna be an instrument you wanted to be playing.
Well, I didn't really. Derek, I'm about to call you Daryl. I did not know. I didn't really know that my path was going to go that way.
Okay.
I love the instrument. I started off kind of messing around with the organ.
Okay.
first.
All right. All right.
But I didn't cultivate it. I didn't build it and grow it. You know what I mean? I just kind of
Okay.
messed with it a little bit. I
Yeah. Yeah.
liked it. I mean, I love keyboard stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, I would love to do that.
I ain't
But
never
I
seen you
didn't
touch the
stick with it.
keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
But you
I
got a
didn't
few
stick with it.
chords you can play
Right.
a few
You know, you
chords
just
and
say,
stuff.
okay,
Nah,
yeah, right,
that's not
right.
it.
You know,
I'm
because you
about to.
try to write stuff, man,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so that,
Yeah. Yeah.
being able to know what those chords are, the right inversions and stuff like that, playing the right
Hmm.
stuff,
Hmm.
but now I have my little keyboard that I write stuff
Okay.
with, but I have to take it to somebody that knows what the chords are that make the chords what they should be.
What it should be. I
Yeah,
see.
and I
I
just get my
see.
ideas down.
Yeah.
Of
Put the
course,
theory
I'll
down.
play the drum beat. Yeah, just get the theory down, get the foundation together, and then grow
So
from there.
and it's clear in your head, and you're able to get it down just the way
Right,
you want.
right,
When they finish it off,
exactly.
you say,
And
"Yep,
then
that's what I was
you
thinking."
say, okay,
Good.
that's what I was hearing. Yeah,
Okay. So you've been
yeah.
playing professional. I guess professionally they say you get paid since you were 16, though, right?
Since I was 16.
So you're
Yeah.
playing church first, or playing singing
Well, to be
bands, or
honest
what?
with you, when I first started playing, I played at church,
Okay.
but my first paid professional gig was in the clubs per se.
Okay. Yeah.
And I started out with a guy named Dwayne Parham.
Okay.
He gave
I
me,
know that, yeah.
yeah, he gave me
I
my
gotta
first
holler at
shot.
him if he's listening.
Yeah.
He will be listening, 'cause, get him on my show, 'cause him and I talk sometime, But yeah.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me my first shot, man, and
Okay.
to be introduced into the music world,
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm grateful for that because I may not be who
Yeah.
I am now without having that introduction like that.
Okay.
That introduction catapulted me to everything. It was my channel to get to where I'm at right now,
Mhm.
and
So from 5 to 15, did you feel you was ready, or would you think you was ready at 5? Like, "Oh, hey, I'm 5," 'cause there's some
well,
tough kids out there, "Hey, put me on now, I'm ready." They be
yeah,
5
especially
years old,
now.
like, you know?
Yeah, well, especially nowadays. I didn't grow up with YouTube. So had I
Okay.
grown up with YouTube and I
Yeah.
can see it exactly how everything was going instead of
Uh-huh.
me having to have a 8-track or
Yeah. Yeah.
45 or a record or cassette tapes and stuff, I had to listen. I had to listen to that music and figure out
Mhm.
what was going on. What is he doing right there? Trying to figure out how to emulate that
Okay. Yeah.
to see where I was going. So yeah, I had to really listen. Nobody was like, because I'm self-taught. I'm,
Okay.
trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep up with my mom.
Those
She
are the
was playing
best.
piano. Yeah.
Okay, mom played piano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom played piano. And then my brother played bass.
Your
So I
dad
was trying
play?
to keep up with them. My dad played guitar a little bit.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. So,
Alright.
I was trying to we would just have a little fun playing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Oh,
yeah, that's
man.
how I did it, man. It just listening to stuff, try to listen to different styles.
Okay.
But
And
when I
then
did get my first gig at 16, I
yeah.
had to, that's why I cut my teeth at in those clubs.
On and cracking, on and
Yeah.
cracking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when you was at 16, they paid you, so I know you got a lot of compliments. "It's a young cat, what are you he's
Right.
playing
Right.
professional like the big
Right.
boys and stuff,"
Right.
I mean, I
Right.
met a couple of young cats that were virtuosos. It's like, amazing to see. So I bet it was just amazing to see you as a young cat up there, doing it, making it
Right.
happen.
Right.
Oh,
But
man,
see, the
that's
thing is, the difference,
inspirational.
I think, is a lot of, how some young cats are a little bit more wild, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
I grew
yeah, I
up with
do.
a lot of older people and I was a lot around more older people. So I was around a lot of seasoned cats. So I had some younger people I did have a little band with, playing a little rock and roll stuff. But I tried to have sound mature to
Yeah,
sound like I know what I'm doing instead of me just going up there and just going ham on drums. For me, drums is the foundation.
okay.
Drums and bass, if that's not happening, right? You know what I'm
You
saying?
you know we know.
Derek, you know what that is.
We know
So
as soon as I look at
if
you, I'm trying to
yeah,
get it right.
man.
Okay, let's get this breathing. Let's get this down right. Let's do
Right,
this.
right, right,
Make
right.
people feel it. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. But
you gotta make people feel it. And if they're not bopping their heads to it, if they can't understand that simple 2 and
yeah,
4, you're
yeah,
in trouble.
you waste your
It's
time.
just kind of just going over their head.
Yeah,
But
and I'm glad.
different styles of music has its moments
Mhm.
where there's different styles, where there's different aggressiveness, different laid back here and there.
Okay.
where it's classical, whether it's even fusion jazz or pop rock, it's just R&B. So it's different lanes in there that you kind of have to know and be able to change gears with it. Be
Let's
really,
talk
really
about that.
aggressive. Yeah,
You played
yeah.
with Aretha Franklin, Kim, Earl Klugh, Bob James, Nancy Wilson, Tyrese, uh,
Woo!
it goes up front and, Stay in Your Lane, it's your tunes, right?
Those my
Your
tracks right there.
name
Yeah,
your tracks,
yeah, yeah.
that's a wide range. Talk a little bit about let's start with the queen because, we all gonna miss her, but,
Exactly.
just a challenge when somebody said, "Yes, you got the okay to play with the queen." Tell me about that moment. Just say, "Okay, cool. All right, she picked me," "Cool, let's do this."
Man, the my introduction with her was actually playing on a record for her.
Okay, okay,
That's before I started playing with her live. I played in the studio session for her. It was on her Rose is Still a Rose CD.
okay,
I did with producer Mike Powell.
okay,
And that's how I
okay.
got introduced to the Queen, man. And then next thing you know, I get a call, said, "Well, you want to come and do a couple shows?" And I said, "Absolutely." Now, but she had like 300 songs,
Yeah.
and they're in a book, so you kind of have to know how to read a little bit. You got not a little bit, you got to at least know how to read so you can know, because you may
So does
not know.
she mixes it up or
Sometimes she was mixing up. There were certain songs she would do every show, but maybe one or two. But after that, man, it could be any song she could pull out,
you better
and we
know
just
it?
kind of get ready at sound check or something, maybe.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay.
So
Well, at
we
least you
would
get
do
a
the song.
chance.
You get a little
Yeah.
chance, but I mean, we talking just a couple hours. So
Yeah, yeah.
not knowing, it's just kind of on the fly. And that was pretty intense. It was intense. It was a little stressful,
I
but you
bet
just
because
want
you
to
don't
make
wanna make
sure
a
you get
mistake.
there.
It's almost
Yeah,
like the
you
big
know what I
like
mean?
ones in the final in the big basketball, and them say it's like, you don't wanna miss that free throw,
You
you
don't
wanna
want
make
to miss
sure
that layup. Yeah,
you don't
you
miss
got
that
that free
layup, don't
throw.
miss that dunk,
Don't miss that dunk.
boy,
Yeah, you
'cause
dropped the
they look
pass. Yeah, yeah.
mhm,
So that was a challenge, but it was also a great learning.
okay.
I think I learned a lot off of that. But being able to get some music you never heard before, and then you try to articulate that and nail those songs like that. So that was
So, are
fun, but like I said, stressful.
you playing exactly like the record of the drummers before you, or did she ask you to put you in there, or how do you kinda
Well,
work
a
with
lot of
that?
times she want the parts, because I mean I couldn't play it exactly, but at least I was on the same page of what
Yeah,
that drummer was doing, and that's normally how I try to play people's music,
okay,
because whatever was recorded, whatever that song was recorded, try to copy that pattern.
yeah,
You can add your piece to it
your
without
flavor.
you taking away from it. Then nobody really is going to know what that is. I mean, there's certain songs like you take Michael Jackson's song. What's that?
Mhm.
Where my man starts to do
Oh,
you
"Do,
can't you
do,
just
do."
right rock with yeah,
Right, yeah, yeah.
and you can't just take that part and say I'm gonna do this wherever I want to do it. Everybody knows that pickup.
Yeah,
Everybody gonna
everybody
know
knows.
that drum pickup. They know what that
Yeah,
song is as soon as you
yeah,
play that.
yeah,
So there's
that's the
just
beautiful thing
that's
about
that's a
hooks.
music thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that's
people gonna
definitely a
know.
hook. Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
yeah.
know. So I try to, at least, unless that artist completely tells me, don't worry about playing what's on the record, what
Mhm.
was recorded. But normally I try to play what was recorded. And then we can kind of move a little bit from there, whether it's a different arrangement, then that's a whole nother thing. But that pattern has to be the pattern. Cause I mean, that's just the way the song was designed.
Where would you say that pattern come from? Is that I ain't gonna say a Detroit thing, but I'm getting to that. I'm leading up to that. Is that a Southern thing or a New Orleans thing, a Chicago lead into a song? Where do you think
What you
that
saying,
comes
like
from?
playing a pickup for a
Like
song,
that
or
particular pickup for Michael Jackson. Da, 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 da,
oh, that
da.
was you got it. That's John. That was John Robinson. I think Quincy
Okay,
Jones asked him to
okay,
come up with something.
okay, okay.
Just
All
come
right.
up with something. He kind of was talking to him probably, and he just probably came up with it on the fly right there
Okay.
in the session. Now that
Okay.
was some pressure right there too. Give me something that's unique.
Okay. Right.
Okay,
You say,
sure.
okay,
You know,
okay, let me see what I can come up with. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
So being growing up in Detroit, how does that shape you as Ron Otis when it comes to your musical identity? What did Detroit do for you per se? I know you traveled and picked up a lot of things from Africa. 'Cause I remember talking to you a couple times.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what did Detroit, as you can say to the young people who live in Detroit, or people who are musician musicians in Detroit, what did you get out of it? How did it shape you? What did it do for you?
Well, Detroit, man, is very respected
Okay.
around the world, and
Okay.
it's just being having the right confidence. Detroit has given
Okay.
me
Okay.
the confidence to play, without being arrogant, but just being confident
Okay.
in what you do. If you're gonna do this, okay, you're gonna stand 10 toes down. We going, this is how we're gonna do this. Because you can't
Mhm.
be timid or that train is gonna run you over. You can't be out once you dive in there, you in. Don't just put your toe in the pool. Dive in the pool. You're gonna dive
Just
in the
dive
deep
in.
end, just dive
Yeah.
in. So yeah, that part, Detroit has definitely made me confident in what I do.
Do you notice
Just
the difference between you as a Detroit drummer versus New York, Chicago, LA drummers, Florida drummers?
yes,
Any
I
can
do
you
think there is certain differences in there and a certain style.
they say it about bass
It's
players for sure, but I think
yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
any instrument, any
yeah,
musician that
yeah,
does a
yeah.
choice.
I think Detroit musicians, we all kind of have our own. It's a sound that we have.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint it, but
Yeah, me neither.
it's just a sound that we kind of have. It's a certain thing. That
Yeah.
spirit that we put behind it,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
something there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
which is
I
good.
get
Which
that.
is good.
Mhm. It's a good
Yeah, which
thing.
is
Yeah.
definitely good.
Like you said, I'm glad you said I can't pinpoint. I can't either. They say, "Man, he,"
Right,
'cause when I go out of town, say, "He got that Detroit sound." Like,
right, right.
the Detroit sound. Oh, okay, because I've
Yeah,
heard it
yeah,
before, but yeah, okay, got the Detroit sound.
yeah.
Okay. There's something to it. There's something to
It
that.
is definitely something to it.
So that's what kept you focused and kept you committed, because you starting to shape and you start to see how things going, how the pieces go, and you see you're climbing your walk. As you going through high school, did you knew I'm going to be a drummer, professional, or did you say, "Oh, I'm also going to be an astrophysicist"? Talk to me about high school,
Well, I
elementary, that 5 years
right.
old.
Well, I play even in elementary. I was in classical band and
Okay,
just
okay,
playing snare drum, just learning how to read certain things like that.
hmm
And it was just a different style, which I appreciated. So it was just classical stuff because we didn't really
okay,
have a jazz band, but we had classical. So I had to play my part, whether it's just playing snare drum parts, cymbals, or little bitty percussion things.
hmm
So
yeah,
those type of things just kind of just made me have
nurture,
a different
yeah,
different look on different styles of music,
okay,
and it wasn't just the R&B because we didn't really have that type of band. We didn't have like a jazz band until I got to like high school.
okay.
That's when because I did do marching band. I did
I was going to ask that as my next
yeah,
question. Did you do
I
marching
did
man?
I did
Okay.
marching band in high school.
Right up there marching.
Right. But here's the crazy thing. I was trying to play basketball and I was
Okay.
running cross country. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
made the basketball team and I was a cross country runner. So
Yeah, I used to do that 3 mile cross country.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had a guy who was always running that thing in like 16 minutes.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to keep up with him now. I would get my tail kicked every time, but you gotta be he was probably 115 pounds,
Okay. Real light.
but
And
yeah, he was
yeah.
real light, but man, that joker could run like a rabbit, running that 3.5 miles in 16 minutes where you have to
Hmm.
actually run a 3 or 4 minute mile. You know what I mean? So it's you not
Wow.
you moving. You're not just going, doo, 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 doo." No, you
Running
you running.
is his thing.
Yeah, yeah. So
So,
it just
talk about running. So when you're playing with Aretha Franklin, Bob James, Earl Klugh, how do you keep them from colliding? How do you schedule that? And here's the question: Do you ever get both of them called at the same time, the same gig? And like, okay, I gotta pick which one I got who I'm gonna play with. How do you handle that?
hey, I wish it was easy, like you just said, keep them from colliding. Or you're gonna have some that just gonna overlap.
Yeah, it's just
There's
go.
no sometimes it's just you can't control it because
Yeah, okay.
this person is gonna have this date and dates land on the same day. Or if it's the day
Mhm.
before, you can kind of make it happen. But
Mhm.
I've had some where everybody I work with has something on the same day. So I had to pick, which is, I
Right.
was very
Well,
fortunate to say,
we ain't gonna
okay,
say who
well,
you pick, but
right, exactly.
we're
Put it
gonna
this way.
we ain't gonna
Put
say
it
who you
this
pick,
way.
but
It was like, okay, this person is gonna have more dates and the money, you
yeah.
know.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to make it base it off just saying the money, but you
Right,
want
right,
to
right,
keep your
right.
integrity up too,
Yeah, yeah, I mean, you should look
and be respectful
you gotta feed
of
your
the
family.
artists that you're working with. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because they still want to keep their product at a certain level. So if they have to bring somebody in, you got to make sure that they are up to par. Because some guys don't like to sub out gigs. They want to get somebody that's not on your level.
mhm,
So just to make themselves look good, like, okay, oh man, we miss you.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
get somebody that's on your level, even if they better. Like any
okay.
of these gigs, if it's for you, if it's your gig, you don't have to worry about, oh man, I'm gonna lose my gig. Hey, the business is something else, and then music is another thing. So that's how
Well
I had to choose my gigs of just making sure that, okay, I had to go, this artist is gonna have 50 gigs.
mhm,
This one's gonna have 10, and the other one's gonna have 20. So I had to
yeah,
prioritize it that way. And I'm
yeah,
quite
yeah,
sure they all got mad at me at some point.
at some
I
point.
the Queen did get mad at me though.
What what the
But it's okay.
whisper, what did she say?
Right, right.
What did she do?
She was like, that Ron Otis. But hey, man, but I loved her, man.
Yeah,
We was cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was cool.
That shows that you're friends, that you can chew you
Yeah,
out
I
in a
mean,
friendly
yeah,
like way,
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
because
She
you
actually,
hey, everybody wants you.
well, it was it's a cost to that goes along with that, because
Yeah,
you want to make everybody happy, try to be where they want you to be at.
mhm.
Sometimes you just can't be everywhere. I need a
That's why we
clone.
have
You had a clone.
robots. The clone
I
robots.
need an AI Ron Otis.
I give about 3, 4 AI Rhinos robots. Let me see if I
Right,
can
right,
maybe I should work on that,
right,
AI Ron Otis robot, yeah. Then you'd be upset. He said, "Man, he playing a little smoother than me. Wait a minute, man.
right,
Turn it
right.
up. He's taking jobs now,
Oh, right, right, right. AI Otis, man, that's funny.
Right. AI Otis, that's a good one. Your album,
Yeah.
Stay in Your Lane. So what brought that on? Because we're talking now. It's like in a lot of the events that you do when you work with other people, you stayed in your lane and did the right thing. What inspired you on that one? What inspired the title?
Well, I'm a, exactly that. When you said that, when I said I wanted to always just stay in my lane, do what I do, and do the best at what I can, because I can't beat anybody else
Okay.
doing what they do. So I can have my own voice and put my own spirit behind the music. And it's harder as a drummer. He said, well, you just playing drums, but you got to be able to, if you can be able to write, so that kind of makes your value go up. You
Mhm.
just gotta, it's understanding the music. Uh, but that was because I never wanted to put out. I wasn't thinking about being like trying to be an artist. I just loved to
Okay.
play. I just wanted to play. My first CD, which was Up Front, which is I titled that because it's like, okay, drummers are always in the
In the back.
back. They like, the drummer. Who cares about the drummer?
Right,
Okay,
right.
take that beat away. You'll see you'll care about that drummer.
Right, right,
But
right.
so I titled that Up Front. You know what I mean? But I enjoyed putting it together.
Mhm.
Um, I had I had some great special guests on there. I had Tim Bowman.
Yeah.
I had Bob James played on there. Earl Klugh played on there.
All the people I
You
need to
know, and
contact.
yeah, it was, man. I was really fortunate to have that caliber to play on that record, man. From
Okay.
Al McKenzie, it was a lot of people, Detroit people
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
that that really put their best foot forward on there.
How do you balance that out being a side man? How do you balance that and as a leading on your own music? You do your own music, but you're also doing other people's music. How do you I guess where I'm looking for is balance it out?
Yeah, no, balance sound is a good word. It's a challenge. I mean, you always trying to still get out there, because I never had a record deal, but
Mhm.
now in this time, you don't need a record deal. So it's just trying to find your lane and stay in it and get out there the best way you can. the
Okay.
underground, whether it's through, all the social media outlets and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
still, it's still a challenge to getting that radio promotion. You get the radio promotion, you have the right format with your music. You want to get played on the radio so people can hear you. So when you get booked, if they book you, they can be familiar with your music. So somebody can come see you.
And then you gotta put a team together.
Yeah, you
Hopefully,
got to
people are
put
there
it.
recording if they're
There
not
you
busy.
go.
Yeah, if
Right,
they are
right. So
busy, now you gotta go
yeah. So yeah. So
find who it's just a challenge.
that's the challenge. You put that team together and you got to figure out, okay, all right, make sure you can get everybody there. Or and here's another thing about that, because sometimes if a budget is not enough where you can't fly your own guys from
Uh,
the city you're in, now you have to use people in other cities.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes if you have your guys that you've been working with,
Right.
there's a certain chemistry, there's a certain
Right.
lot,
Right. Right.
and you can relax. Everybody's going to be comfortable playing.
Okay.
So this guy may not have had enough time to really sit with the music that long, or we just playing together.
Mhm.
You can have great musicians, but it's just something about that chemistry. When
Right.
everybody comes together on that one accord, man, music is very special. It can be very powerful. So
Yeah.
it's just keeping the consistency of having your own band to play like that when you
Mhm.
play in different places
Mhm.
is very, very impactful. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very powerful. Yeah.
Well, improvisation is huge in jazz and
Yeah.
R&B.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
how do you approach that mentally when you hit with your kit? Do you have a different approach than most other people? And
Well,
also with your own music, are you different with your own tunes versus other people's music, or you kind of gel them all about the same? This is the Ron Otis, either or.
I have put it this way. There is a foundation, there is a start where I pride myself on having consistency, playing with consistency,
Hmm.
trying to play clean, whatever.
Hmm.
But when I'm playing with I don't play the same way I play with Kim that I would with Bob James,
Okay. Okay.
or if I
That's
play with Jonathan Butler, or if I play with Aretha Franklin.
hmm.
They all require something different. But
Okay.
there is a foundation there of having being consistent. But Bob, he may go completely left on something, and I got to be ready to go left, and it'll go completely away from what that music is. So now we on a real journey. We going somewhere like, oh, okay,
The live
got my
CD.
seatbelt
I
on.
mean, yeah, the live video you guys did. I
See,
loved it.
yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's great. That's the whole
Great.
beauty of music. That's
Yeah.
why it's the art. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to always use red and green. You could put
Hmm.
purple. You could put blue and yellow into that. That's the art. That's why music is art. You don't have
Okay.
to have the same thing. But I have to play different ways with those artists like that. You gotta be sensitive to certain music, being able to go up and down in the music. And then certain people you gotta be being able to play the same way almost every night, being consistent. Because when I used to play with the Spinners, because they was doing dance steps.
Right. Right.
So you can't just be up there, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. But you just wanted to be consistent.
Yeah.
Keep them on. They doing certain cues. If I had to catch certain things, that was that was being consistent with that.
Hmm.
If somebody's dancing, you can't play too many crazy things unless they want you to do something like that.
Yeah. You gotta be ready for
That's
some
different.
accents.
Y-
Be
There
right.
you
Be ready
go.
for
There
cues
you
and stuff.
go.
When they do
Right,
the
right,
breaks and they do
right.
this, they want to hear that
Yeah,
drum. Pop,
yeah,
pop, pop, pop.
yeah. Right, right.
You
So,
hit me off
it's different.
with something else.
You're right. You're doing something else, because sometimes those fills, when the drummer plays those fills, it meant something, whether it's going to
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
or a break, verse, chorus, and stuff like that, bridge. So those fills meant something like that. It just wasn't me just going in and say, oh, yeah, I got boom, boom, boom. So it was just those fills meant something. So that's the school I came from, that old
Yeah.
school like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's starting to change. What's the one thing that most people don't understand about professional drummers, such as yourself? What do you think that they're confused about you, or professional as you are, or professional drummers as a whole? What do you think people don't get? Just the regular people, not
Yeah.
other musicians, but just regular people just don't understand your take on being a professional drummer.
that it's not only just being that great drummer or that great musician.
Yeah.
You got to be that person that a great person on stage, be that great musician on stage. You got to be that great person off stage.
Amen.
Because if they always got to be looking for you, or you getting doing things that you shouldn't be doing, they got if he's drunk, or just little personal issues that's going to interfere with what you have going on, or you can't get along with everybody. Because I mean, if you're on the
Mhm.
road for 3 months,
Yeah.
that's your other family. You almost develop another family on the
Of
road.
course. Of course.
So I got to get along with the guys in the band, male or female. You can't just be out there, man. I can't stand. Oh, yeah, he's a great drummer, but we can't get along with him, and that's going to spill over into the stage. So those type of things is just you have to be well rounded, be where you're supposed to be at. They're not looking for you. You know, if they
Mhm.
say leave at this time, you got to be there to
You
be
ready?
ready to go.
You ready to go?
Those type of things.
So
Do what you're supposed to do.
you worked across all genres of music, jazz, R&B. So have you
Yeah.
considered rock, heavy metal, or country, or what's your thoughts on that?
If I would have I've recorded like a blues rock with this one artist before.
Mhm.
It's actually pretty cool. You know what I mean? I would play country or rock. If that opportunity had presented itself with me. Yeah, because
Okay.
I used to play rock. I used to do that in high school with this band. We
Okay.
was
You in a
called
rock band?
Bedlam.
Okay.
Yeah, so we was listening to all that stuff, man. So I was
You ever
like,
see
man.
you ever see some of the cats that you played with when you in the high school? Just,
I seen
hey,
one guy.
grocery
Yeah,
store.
right. I seen a couple of them. Yeah, I've
Mhm.
seen a couple of them. Yeah, yeah. So it was
And
kind of cool.
yeah. And see, Ron, in fact, I'm looking at Ron Otis. We used to
Right, is
play
that him?
together.
Right, right.
So what so
Yeah.
who was your biggest influences as you were growing up playing,
Woo.
that
Man,
you
that's
thought
a
very
it's
highly
a
of?
I had a wide list, man, from
Yeah.
Harvey Mason. There was a Philly Joe Jones, uh, Buddy Rich, Gene
Mm,
Krupa, Dennis Chambers,
mhm.
Omar Hakeem, Steve Gadd, Ricky Lawson, Ndugu Chancellor, Steve Ferrone. These
Okay,
are all guys that was like recording records, man.
okay.
You know, uh,
So you
James Gadson. These guys
you
were like doing records, played on thousands of records and stuff like that.
mhm.
You hear them on the radio.
So how do you feel about drummers that you really never know who the drum like Rufus, for example? I'm still thinking, who's the drummer for Rufus?
John Robinson was one of them. I don't remember the other guys, but that guy was, like I said, he's the one that played with that rock with
Mhm.
me, and he's the one who came up with that intro, that drum pickup on the intro. But he did a lot of records, so he was
Oh, man.
yeah, so he was
Amazing.
playing on a lot of stuff, man. So
Yeah.
this just seeing guys like that, which this is probably a whole totally different topic about me going too far out.
Go ahead, man. Go
Just
ahead.
just being able to like look at the CDs or album covers, you can see who
Right.
played on the record. Now you hear stuff you don't know.
Uh, don't know.
So you don't know who played what or who wrote the song. So all that stuff, I miss all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I can see who played, then I can know who that guy is. I may want to look him up and check him out.
A lot of those album
So,
covers are so cool, like,
oh man.
Sweet Sticky Thing, or
Right, 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 right. Yeah.
man, as a kid, you see, man, these guys are out there, boy. So something Bootsy and them would be doing.
Right,
Man, you guys are
right,
just
right.
out there,
Yep,
man. So
out
what
there.
I mean,
Yep.
what would you not do? Where do you draw the lines? I'm not doing that on stage, or I'm not doing that for the album cover, or I'm not. No, y'all, no. Have you ever had to be in a position where you said, "No, no, stop this. We're not doing this."
No, I never nothing really, really crazy. Because
Never been placed
there
in.
was a guy, yeah, never had a really ridiculous request.
Okay.
There was a guy that played with Parliament Funkadelic. He used to wear a diaper on stage. I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was hilarious.
It was
I'm
hilarious.
quite sure I don't know if I could have had the courage to do that.
Still today, still today, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
You know, it
yeah,
draws your
it is
attention.
funny. Yeah,
it is
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Didn't he have a
It was
bottle
fun.
too? Is he one that
I
had a
I
had a
think
bo he
so.
had a bottle
Yeah,
too?
yeah, I think a bottle or a little,
Maybe a cap or
pacifier or something. Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, man.
Right,
And then
right.
I can remember some kids trying to be gangsters used to have a pacifier, like, "What's this got a pacifier in this mouth at the club?" You know what I'm saying? What is this going on, man?
Right,
Ain't
right,
nobody gonna
right,
say nothing. I bet you won't say nothing because that man be
right.
packing. He gonna shoot you. It's crazy, man. My youth is crazy, man.
That's right, man.
What
It's just,
what
yeah, it's different. It's just
what are your
different.
thoughts on AI? How you feel about that? You know, a lot
Well,
of musicians, you know,
I
a lot of
think, I look at AI like I do like when the drum machine came out.
yeah, yeah.
I think the drum machine, when it first came out, it was supposed to be more like a tool.
Mhm,
Maybe some guys wanted to record something, get a certain sound,
mhm.
or to get their idea down, then they'll call a real guy to play it. Then all of a sudden, the drum machine became a sound. So if you use it the right way, it's okay because you're looking for certain sounds. And now if I play certain things live, I got a pad, I can trigger sounds from my drums or playing the pad itself. But AI is a is very powerful. If you use it the right way, I think it'll
Use it the
be
right way.
beneficial.
Yeah.
Instead of don't use it as the main source.
Mhm.
Because I mean, AI, you can't if you record stuff with that and you use everything in it, it's not copywritten protected. So you
Okay.
don't know whether the people from AI gonna come back and say, hey, you used us.
Yeah.
So this is ours. They may can claim that,
Okay.
and you may not have any legal stance on that at all. So
Okay.
I mean, I think AI could be good. Like I said, if you just use it as a tool and not use it as your foundation, just maybe use it as a tool, get an idea, and then re-record it, and then put your music out there. Because AI is only putting out what we put into it
Mhm.
to a certain degree, but it doesn't have the same spirit. It may capture certain cadence, certain sounds, and certain ways to do it, but it can never be a actual spirit in that music. Because I mean, it's not human, so
Mhm.
it's only going off of what we put into it. It's coming up with all the different styles of different
Right,
people
right.
that put into it. So the more and more we put into it, that's what's just gonna kind of throw it back at us. But I
So
don't want to use it as a main foundation.
you're not a per se jazz drummer, but what do you think the misconception people have about jazz drummers?
I would say
How they got
being loose,
mm,
because yeah, being a little bit more loose. Or I was talking to one guy and another bass player, playing
uh-huh.
from the bottom up, being
Yeah,
able to play that bass drum. Because when you're playing like straight ahead swinging or this real bop, it's not really bass drum heavy. So it's hi
yeah,
hat and ride cymbal.
you're right.
So if those are your main components, you just accenting the bass drum here and there. So if you playing R&B or fusion, you're going to have more bass drum or gospel. That bass drum is going to be prevalent. It's going to be
Right.
real out front. So that's the difference. Why I think when they say, "Oh, he's a jazz drummer," he's not going to have the same type of approach or the same aggressiveness with
Right.
playing.
Right. I love comedians, and there was a comedian on it. It was a drummer comedian. He brought his set on the stage. He's telling jokes. One of the jokes he told, he said, one thing about jazz drummers, I'm not sure why they bring the whole jazz set, 'cause all they do is this. They was just playing the rat. I was rolling, man. I was like,
Well, I mean,
"That's
I
all
mean
it
that's the.
is."
But until you hear a guy like Tony Williams and all them guys play
Yeah.
jazz, he had more than just he played more than that because Tony, man, he was not gonna get any better. He's one of the pioneers, or Elvin Jones. They played more than just a riding the hi hat.
Mhm.
They just added different colors with the toms and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's very
that was just
expressive.
where the foundation is at.
Yeah. It's expressive.
Yeah,
I
but
love it. I love it all.
but that's funny. He said, all he did was go. Oh,
And I did the snare.
bye bye.
Maybe your bass like boom, boom, boom.
boom, boom, boom.
I mean, the bass is working.
Right, right,
Working
right.
out. Yeah,
Bass
all
is
over. I'm
going,
done.
right,
The
right.
bass is going. Somehow a keyboard hit some kind
Right,
of
yeah,
chord every
piano
now.
player. Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
two
sir.
chords? What?
Yeah,
They were just
yeah.
running, man. So if Detroit could speak to you, and tell you to tell the rest of the cats that follow you or who like to follow you, or watch you and watch you grow, watch your growth, what would Detroit be saying to you to tell them? The city of Detroit, speak to you and your playing, and what would it say? You the
Ooh,
mouth, you the
you
mouthpiece of
would put
Detroit.
that.
You the mouthpiece of Detroit, Detroit. What would they be saying? The message. They say, now, Ron, I want you to get this message out for me. One of James Cleveland. James Cleveland way.
Wow,
Ron,
Derek. Wow, that's a hard one
you know,
to
we done you right here in Detroit, so we want you to get this out to the people.
that we have a voice
Okay.
here in Detroit.
Hmm.
That we have a certain style that the other people don't have. We have a
Okay.
certain energy that we bring to the music
Yeah. Yeah.
that they're not bringing in California, New York, or wherever.
Hmm.
That would be, that I guess that would be the voice that would be channeled through me,
Okay.
just to have that. But that's a big one to carry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just being able to say, hey, you call Ron and he's gonna bring the goods every time.
Every time. I
And,
look
and
forward.
be, and be solid, be all around, get along with people, and have a great sound, have a great sounding kit,
Hmm.
and not overplay unless I'm asked to overplay, and not try to impose my will on the music and elevate the artists that I'm working with to uphold their music. Because, like I said, music is very powerful.
Well said.
I've seen people, take them out of a certain way that they are. If they down, feeling bad, that music just embraces them and lifts them up.
Hmm. It does.
That's yeah. So that's what I try to strive for and try to
It's a
stand
spiritual,
on that, like you're saying, using that voice. Yeah,
it's a
it is a
spiritual,
spiritual.
it's a
Yeah,
spiritual
yeah,
art. It would be
yeah.
R&B, jazz,
Right,
whatever.
right,
It
right.
is. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna get up to my last question, Ron. I know you got
Okay,
things to
I'm
do, and
listening.
I've been shooting them at you, and you've been batting them out the park. So now I keep telling everybody this, but they keep on doing what I asked them not to do, but they'll do that. If you could pick, dead or alive, you know, musicians for this band you're gonna play in, that's greatest, y'all gonna really, it's gonna make you feel just like, man, this is heaven right here. Do not call me as a bass player. To try and make you feel good with I get DC there. You ain't got this is you ain't got to make me feel good. I appreciate it. I know between you and I privately, you'll tell me, yeah, man, I would have picked you, man. It's just, pick, who would you get? Your keyboard player, maybe your organist if you want, your bass player, your guitar player, horns, or would you just do a
Oh
three
my
piece, or
God.
would you just be by yourself? I ain't picking nobody. Just be on stage. And just who would you pick? Were they dead? They gone on to glory. You would love to be with. I could name some people, but I don't want to draw tears out of this. But just some people that you just either you wish you had a chance to play with them, but you didn't because they're gone on, or they live out in Japan or Africa, and you don't have the opportunity to hook up with them. But give me either you and two other people, or you and five other people that you really you feel something when you on the stage with them, or you would feel something, and then I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go on
Man,
eat your dinner.
you would pull like a nuclear bomb question, like
Yeah, everybody watching. What is he
not
gonna? He better call
right,
my
right.
number.
What is he gonna say?
What he gonna
Oh
say?
my God.
What he gonna say?
Man, how do you expect me to? I don't even know how to answer that
I bet
question.
you don't. I bet you don't, man, because
I can't.
everybody's
I don't
like,
even. Bro.
I mean, hey, no. I just in your shoes just now. I'm just thinking, I would not want to answer that question because who knows who's gonna see this, and I don't want nobody be feeling deprived or well,
Yeah, I mean, it's just
I get it. Oh, I tell you what. Pick
I mean,
pick
I
all
play with some.
people pick people who's dead and gone on, so that you ain't got they moved on, they gone on to glory. You ain't got to worry about nobody walking around here today. To make it easy. Say I picked all people that I just wished I could have hooked up with them before they're gone.
Oh man, dang man. Look, now I gotta
Well,
throw my
you can
hands
think
up
about
here.
it. You know what? You can think about it, and
That I don't know. That's almost man, because between playing with Ronnie Laws, a heck of a saxophone like that,
uh
Bob James, Earl Klugh,
yeah, yeah.
bro. I played with Cheryl Lynn, man. So those
I bet
great
that was
vocals
fun.
like that. Yeah, and her music, oh my gosh. And I played with great musicians, man, from
Mhm.
Al Turner. Oh man. You make this thing, man. Oh man. I don't
I
know,
know
bro.
the
I,
list could
I,
go
I don't
on.
the list could go on. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really I can't
yeah.
I can't answer that question. I have to plead the fifth because I don't know. I'm
You, you,
gonna be
you,
like Dave Chappelle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
right, right,
fifth.
right, right, right. Well, how many kids your parents have?
It was 13.
Right. So
I'm
now,
the I'm the
what
baby of
mama
13.
say? I love them all.
Yeah,
Mama
yeah.
say, I love them all.
My mom would, but you know what? My mom said that, but she stood and she really meant that. It
Yeah.
wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't, but this is my favorite. This is my favorite daughter. This is my
Right.
favorite
Right.
son.
Right.
Man,
Right.
she didn't
No.
say
No.
nothing like that. You
No.
can't, you can't do that to your kids. How do you think it's gonna make your other kid feel?
Right. Right.
No, you gotta pour that sauce, even if whatever. But you gotta give
Yeah.
them all.
Yes.
I couldn't do that to my kid. Oh, that's my
Yeah.
favorite son. Like,
I,
really?
I
When
know.
I get
So
old and I need this guy, you're gonna say, "Oh, he said that other one was his favorite, so I'm gonna
yeah.
push him down the stairs,
Yeah.
let him
Yeah.
sit in his diaper for a while." Yeah, nah.
This he want to be with the P Funk and Funkadelics. See this?
Right, he gonna be a P-funk. Let him sit in that diaper in that
So that-
wheelchair over there. No,
right.
dog.
Right. Right. No, I
I
I
love
understand you
you.
love
I
it.
love
You you,
you, and I
you
love
love
you.
us all. You love
I
us
love
all.
you all.
I love you
Absolutely.
all. Enjoyed every
Yes,
moment of
sir.
it. Every time at the
Every
stage,
moment,
man. And but like I
man.
said,
Yeah.
man, we're with the great Ron Otis, great Ron Otis of all time. Man, I can't thank you enough, man.
Oh
Thank,
man,
thank
thank
you.
you, man. I'm
Thank you. Thank
honored,
you. Thank you
man.
so much.
Anytime somebody want to sit down and talk to you,
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
grateful. I'm definitely grateful, man.
So we're gonna hook up, we're gonna talk a little
Yes,
later,
sir.
and
Yeah.
I'll let you I keep you posted when it's gonna be aired, and
Okay.
I appreciate it. Let
Sweet,
me know what
man.
about you.
Yeah.
What about you? Let me know.
Okay, brother. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Ron.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out. That was Ron Otis. Man, that was fun. We had a good time, and it just worked the way it's supposed to work, baby. So all those cats that he called out, I'm gonna be giving y'all a call because I want y'all to follow up behind him, call out other cats, and we're gonna always call them up to call up other people to call up somebody else. So thank you again, Ron Otis. And I'll just say, peace.